Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the Big Beautiful Bill, H.R. 1, that was just signed into law on July 4th, 2025. Firearms aspect of it, and everyone's talking about the suppressors, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotgun provisions that were left in place. And I have my opinions. Let's get into it. Stand by. So what was the whole point of the firearms provision in H.R. 1? Well, it was to remove short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, and suppressors from the NFA, National Firearms Act from the 1930s. This is a reconciliation bill, so it is a financial bill, and it's a bill where they put together a bunch of different things, including this provision for firearms into the bill, trying to get it passed. For gun owners, the whole point of this legislation was to remove these items from the National Firearms Act. Remove the language from the NFA. It's considered a tax. Just remove the language and you wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. Even if you have them within your home state, say you live in Oklahoma, you still can't transport them across state lines. Removing the language would have removed it entirely from the NFA and made it a little bit easier for law-abiding, responsible gun owners to attain these items. Now, are some states more permissive than others? Yeah. Are some states more restrictive than others? They sure are. Owning a firearm is a fundamental right. It's in the Bill of Rights. But once again, your Republican leadership, if you vote Republican, has let you down. Republican leadership let you down. They failed to remove the provisions from the NFA. I mean, the one win that they did have was reducing a tax from $200 or $5 down to $0. On the flip side, another administration could come down that road and revise what tax that they want to charge for the NFA. I fully expect that to happen when the winds of political change happen, which it flip-flops and does. So the Republicans had a perfect opportunity to remove this, something that was so simple, so easy. The language was already there. All they had to do was sign off on it. But they wanted to go back and forth, argue, fight, and then just, hey, we'll throw them a bone and we'll give them $200 to $0 or $5 to $0. It's not about the money. It's about the principle of the matter, that this is a fundamental right outlined in our Bill of Rights. It shall not be infringed. It's a term that many people throw around, and they say, oh, shall not be infringed. I live in Texas or I live in Florida. I'm not infringed upon yet. I mean, apparently you are. Apparently we all are. I really wish that they could have come together and removed this issue. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to remove these items from the NFA. Not going to happen again in our lifetime. What happens from here? They look at this as a step in the right direction. It is. I'm not arguing with that. It could have been a step in the right direction, completely done, said and done with, and GOA wouldn't have to sue. So the GOA is going to sue. So what? So it's going to be litigated for the next, umpteen years while it goes through the court process and whatever district court it has to go through. It'd be struck down by a judge, being accepted by a court, say it goes up to the Supreme Court for some reason. What's to say that the makeup of the Supreme Court is going to be favorable to the outcome of a gun owner? You're going to put the decision in the hands of 9 individuals to rule on what happens to 300 million individuals. Representatives were sent there to represent you. They had the perfect opportunity to sit there and take care of this once and for all. And they chose not to. They kicked the can down the road. They just said, I will throw you a bone, kick the can down the road. And now the GOA has to step in to sue. And hopefully you'll find some court that's going to side with the GOA's lawsuit. Let's hope that it happens, but I wouldn't count on it. I hate putting that faith in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's been wrong on a lot of things in its history, and it's been right on a lot of things. To say that the Supreme Court is the best bet, no, it's not the best bet. It really sucks that we have to depend on a court, and we have to have the Supreme Court say again, yeah, it's a tax, but would they act? Will they take up the case? Who knows what will happen in the future? Just my opinion. We, me, you, whoever had voted for your representative, and if they're Republican and they had the opportunity to sit there and take care of this, you were betrayed. There might be a few Republicans that are pushing for it. Overall, the leadership of the Republican House and the Senate had failed. I can't blame the president for getting a bill that covers most of what the president wanted, sign it into law. I would expect that of any administration. This could be looked at as lemonade out of lemons with the reduction in the tax stamp. Okay, yeah, you could take that win. But overall, I think it's a big L. I think there's a lot of people out there that think the same thing. And a short term, long term, is going to affect anything that happens out here in California? No, absolutely not. Even if this passed and the language was removed, it would have opened up lawsuits. Now we just got to wait for some judges to make some decisions that affect all of us. There's my rant about H.R. 1, Big Beautiful Bill, as it relates to the NFA. If you have any questions, comments, think I'm completely wrong on this one, think I'm right, please put them below. I look forward to talking with you guys on the next video.